Uncertainty is more exhausting than rejection. When you're still in contact with someone, but can no longer tell what any of it means, every message starts to feel like it needs more interpretation than it should. A simple reply can stay in your mind for a long time. If they're slightly warmer, it feels like something is improving. If they're slightly colder, everything feels uncertain again. And at some point, you start asking yourself the same question. Are they still interested, or is this just how it is now? You start going back through conversations, trying to make sense of it, and then another thought comes in. Am I overthinking this, or am I actually noticing something real? You tell yourself not to overthink it, but you still end up analyzing it anyway. At some point, it is no longer about what they are doing. It becomes about whether you can trust your own understanding of it. And you don't really know if you should keep going or step back. Underneath all of that, there's really only one thing that decides it. Whether anything you do still changes what happens next. We'll get there. First, you need to rule out the two things that are probably lying to you right now. What you're calling interest and what you're calling overthinking. Question 1, are they still interested? Forget how they respond when you talk to them. That's not the question. The question is whether anything about this is still moving without you pushing it. Who starts it? Think back to the beginning. Who used the text first? If that used to be them and now it's always you, something already changed, whether or not you've said it out loud yet. It doesn't matter if they're quiet by nature or if they're going through a busy stretch. If the number of times they've reached out first in the last month is 0, you already have your answer. You've just been avoiding counting. Who's carrying it? Notice who's doing the thinking. Who to text, what to say, how to keep it from going quiet. If that's only you, this isn't shared anymore. It's maintenance, and maintenance only exists because you keep choosing to do it. The disappearing and coming back thing doesn't count as effort either. That's not them reaching toward you. That's the connection surviving on its own inertia. Whether anything is different now than a month ago, you can talk every day, you can still meet up sometimes, and none of it has to mean anything moved. So ask yourself plainly, is there anything true about this today that wasn't true a month ago? If the honest answer is no, you're not going somewhere. You're doing the same loop on repeat and calling it progress because it feels active. If you're the only one still carrying it, that's not a mood and it's not a phase. That's the current shape of this. Whatever happens next. Question 2, are you overthinking it? Here's the thing nobody tells you before you spiral. One bad day doesn't mean anything, and some part of you already knows that. You're just hoping this time is different. You reread the message 3 times. You send the screenshot to a friend and ask, does this sound off to you? That tightness in your chest is real, but it's happening in your head. It's not happening in the conversation. Are they busy? Did I say something weird? Are they going through something? You can ask yourself this 10 different ways and land on 10 different answers, and none of them are true. They're not answers. They're guesses standing in for the one thing you don't actually have, which is information. So here's how you actually tell the difference. Does it bounce back? If they go quiet for a day or 2 and then come back to normal, and this has happened before and it always resolves the same way, that's just how this person moves. It's rhythm. It's not a message. Does the same thing keep happening no matter what you do? You've been the only one reaching out for weeks. Nothing has ever gone further than where it started. That's not a rough patch. You've just been calling it a rough patch because the alternative is harder to sit with. Are you reacting to what they actually did? Or to the quiet where an answer should be? A short reply. A slow response. One flat okay. On their own, these are almost nothing. But when you don't know what's going on, your mind doesn't just wait patiently for more information. It writes an ending for you. The delay becomes distance. The short reply becomes disinterest. None of that came from them. You wrote it because the silence needed to mean something and they weren't going to be the one to tell you what. So the real question was never, am I overthinking this? It's, am I looking at something they did or something I made up to fill the space they left? Question 3, has continuing already stopped changing anything? At some point, the question isn't whether there's interest, and it isn't whether you're overthinking it. The question becomes simpler than that. If you keep going, does anything actually change? Not how it feels, not whether they reply, just whether what you do still changes what happens next. If your actions still shape the outcome, you're still inside something that's moving. You initiate, they respond. You pull back, they notice. There's still cause and effect. But if you initiate and they respond, and you stop and nothing changes either way, your effort has stopped being a cause. It's just keeping the contact alive, and that's a different job than the one you think you're doing. Time works the same way. In something that's actually developing, time produces change. A shift, a step forward, something true today that wasn't true a month ago. If a week, a month, 3 months pass and the shape of it hasn't moved even once, time isn't doing anything for you anymore. It's just passing. You've been mistaking its passing for progress. Here's the test that actually settles it. Call it the removal test. Ask yourself, if you took your effort away completely, stopped texting first, stopped making plans happen, stopped keeping it warm, would anything here still move on its own? Most people never actually run this test because some part of them already knows the answer and isn't ready to hear it. If the answer is yes, you're still in it. If the answer is no, you're not choosing between staying and leaving anymore. You already know. You're just deciding how much longer you're willing to keep proving it to yourself. You didn't come here to find out if they like you. You came here because some part of you already suspected the answer and you needed something more reliable than a feeling to act on. Here's the rule nobody tells you. Attention and outcome are not the same signal. You can have one without the other for months and never notice because attention feels like enough when you want it to be. You don't need to know how they feel. You need to know how it actually works. That's what this channel does.